Real marriage happens in the ordinary Tuesday nights, Thursday mornings, Saturday disagreements. Let's talk about the daily work today.
Lego. This is another episode. I think episode 16 of
We in there now.
The work behind the vows. All right, brought to you by Healing is a Lifestyle. I'm Wes Taylor, one of your hosts, and I'm here with my co-host, the beautiful, intelligent, marvelous Miss Julanda Taylor.
You see this deep red lip I did for you?
I did. I see the deep red.
I did that.
You know
for
I
you.
like the red. Okay.
Around here, we have real conversations about daily choices and the healing work that is necessary to hold marriages together. And today is going to be no different, okay? Today, we're giving you the blueprint, the actual daily work behind the vows, right? This is what you came for, the work behind the vows. Today is the day today, okay?
All
Conversation
right.
number one.
Sex daily, end of the episode. All right, so let's go. Are we good? Okay, we're not good? Okay.
Let's talk about...
Is there more to say?
Let's talk about the rituals that build connection.
Okay, all right.
While sex is a ritual that can build some sort of connection, it isn't the only ritual. It isn't the only ritual.
You get pretty connected now.
I just can't. You can't make it up.
You could get...
I think each episode he's trying to see how he can outdo himself from last week.
But I mean, you're physically connected. You're spiritually connected. You're emotionally connected. Okay.
So then if we're not having sex, we're not connected?
I'm saying this strengthens the emotional, physical, and spiritual connection.
So one of the things that we do, we have a daily check-in ritual, right? So I may come up and that's my hug. Like in the morning. Now, I don't do this every morning. Now, I'm saying this out loud because I realize that I have not done this probably in a couple mornings. But for the most part, I try to come up. He's sitting on the edge of the bed doing his unk stretches because, you know, once you're an unk, as soon as you get up, you can't just get up.
Oh, this is crazy. This is what we're doing? And you said we were chilling on this episode. This is crazy.
You know, as soon as you get up, once you hit unk status, you can't just get out the bed. You got to stretch on the edge of the bed before you can stand up and walk, right? So while he's doing that.
That's crazy.
Is it not true?
I mean, I'm doing my mobility drills. Okay?
AKA unk stretches. So I walk up and I then will just hug him and he'll hug, we'll embrace for however long.
Butt rub, you know what I'm saying?
He always has to include that butt rub. But, oh my God, now you give it tutorials. But that is a daily ritual that we have. We also do have a check-in ritual where either he'll call me or I'll call him or we'll just tap in, you know, after a workout or whatever and just say, how you doing?
Yeah.
How was
your
this
workout?
thing?
Tell me how your workout was.
Yep,
Stuff
yep.
Like that. Yeah.
That builds connection.
Like
right?
even today, because I got up earlier today because I knew we were shooting today. I got my walk in, and you were like, "So how was your walk?"
How was your walk?
Like, you know, it was a good walk.
You know, I did 2 miles.
Yeah,
you know, it's just checking in.
Yeah, for sure.
Just checking the temp of the day, like where we at, what's going on.
Yeah.
Another thing that we do is we have a weekly marriage meeting on the calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want you to hear that we are not looking for perfection. We're not saying you have to ritually do these things in order to survive. What we're saying is have these things in place and do them as often as you're able.
For sure.
So we have a weekly meeting on our schedule, you know, and in that weekly meeting, we're reconnecting, talking about all things in our home.
Yeah, we're planning for the next week. We're saying what happened that was good or what activities coming up, what financial decisions we have to make, what drop-offs, pickups, all of those things are being talked about. Hey, or we're checking in on, hey, was this done, or is there anything that you need from me? How are you feeling this week? All of those things. So,
yeah. We also do shared prayer. So we don't do this as often together. We do it with our kids, though.
Right, for sure.
So I try to every day make sure that before the boys go out the door, because I walk them down the street, I pray with them. My husband drops my daughter off. I say, hey, make sure you pray with her before she gets out the car. At night, he gets together with the kids and he'll say a prayer before they go to bed. Once they're in the room, going to bed, I'm singing, we're saying affirmations, and we pray together. So we have a lot of shared prayer time throughout our day with our kids. We have.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say also we have our family meeting every single week
Yep.
on
I
Sundays
wasn't
where
going to say that.
we're praying before, we're praying after, but we also reminding our kids of like what scripture are we standing on for the entire year.
Yeah, what word is our word for the
What is
year?
our word for the year, which this year is faith of a mustard seed. And then we're also showing like, all right, asking like, hey, what did you struggle with having
Yep.
faith with, or where was your faith really strong at this week, and things like that. So
Yep. And we have done rhythms of like having a nightly decompress
yeah,
where we connect and kind of talk about what was happening, having a daily prayer time.
yeah,
So we've done these things, and ultimately we kind of adjust and move according to what works in what season,
right.
right? Another daily ritual that we have to build connection is we have tone resets. So let's say we're in a situation, it's getting intense. One of us will say, okay, so we're going to have to bookmark this
Right.
because it's evident that we can't get through this right now.
Yeah, for sure.
That completely resets the atmosphere, the tone, and everything that's happening. Oh, okay, let's stop that instead of allowing it to escalate.
Yeah.
Or even what he does, and I actually don't do this too often, is he will recognize a shift within me and he will say, babe, is everything okay?
Are you good?
Are you good?
Yeah.
Like, did something go on?
Yeah.
I guess I have done it, but I don't do it as often as you.
Right,
You
for
definitely do it more
For sure.
than I do. And that also is a tone reset.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Because then that makes me reflect like, okay, what's happening?
Yeah.
Is something happening? I don't know. Like,
Or you didn't know you was giving off that, even though there is something wrong.
Yep.
And the other day I come in from, I had a great walk and a
Ooh.
workout, and I'm telling her, I'm like, man, I was worshiping.
I mean, the
on my
height
walk.
of excitement.
I'm like, this and this, and I'm giving her. She's like,
Good.
okay. And I'm like, okay, you good? What's going on with you? I said, okay, how you feeling, or what are you feeling? I'm feeling irritated with you. I said, oh, okay, what you? I didn't give it any type of like, what you irritated with me for? It was just like, okay, what you irritated about? I don't know how to articulate it yet. Okay, cool. Let me know when you
Yeah, I was definitely irritated with him.
Let me know when you got it.
And I was irritated that he came in the house with excitement, like he didn't know that I was irritated with him.
Sure did not.
I was irritated with all of it.
Had no idea whatsoever, and I did not let it ruin my day or anything. I was just like, okay, well, let me know when you got it. But anyway, man, I had such a great walk.
Still want to talk to me.
I still went on about the day. All of that stuff. We had our call with our marriage workroom and all those things, and then we talked about it afterwards, healthy, and then we moved forward from it. It's like,
and that leads to the last thing I was going to say is just a ritual that builds connection is having a reconciliation routine after conflict.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, always.
So in that example, I said I'm irritated with you.
Yeah.
I don't have a way to articulate that right now.
Yep.
We went on through our day. Yep. And then after we had our meeting, I was able to find the words in order to communicate what that irritation was and what parts of the irritation. I think that was the reason why I couldn't articulate it, because there wasn't anything that could be done. It was over. It had passed. The pieces, the things, there were deadlines on a few of the things. So it was like, what does it benefit me to present this to him right now?
For sure.
So that's what it was. So after, kind of going back and forth with the Holy Spirit and like, okay, well, what is this? And how do I say this? And all of that. Then it was like, okay, I can say what I have to say. And ultimately, in the end, like, it was good. There was a resolution, and it was because we have that routine of reconciliation.
That's it. And we actually break down, like, y'all heard us talking about our 5-day intensive. We have a Work Behind the Vows 5-day intensive right here on the page. If you look at the description, if you're watching this on YouTube, You look at the description, we'll have the link where you can just go to the playlist. And I'm telling you, we did 5 days of just intense, deep work
It
of
was really good.
how do we reconcile? What does reconciliation look like? We broke down attachment styles, our behavior styles, all of those things. So these, if you're trying to get to a point where you're like, yo, I want to start getting our daily rhythms and all of those things, how does that look? Go and just watch the whole thing with you and your spouse. Is incredible. So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it was really, really good. And ultimately what, we talked about in that intensive, and even because we talked about on that intensive establishing rhythms and routines,
yeah.
right? And so even in this, we're talking about the rituals that will build connection. It's like 10 minutes of intention can save you 10 hours of tension between
Oh
you and your
man.
spouse.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
10 minutes of having that, and the hug ain't even 10 minutes. So it ain't, sometimes it ain't even
sure.
10 minutes.
For
But
sure.
that 10 minutes, when we have maybe we had an intense interaction at the night before we went to bed, okay? And we wake up. And so, when you wake up and you had some intense situation with a person, you like, I don't really know if I like you right now. Like, I don't know if I want to really interact with you like that. Taking that initiative to just walk over and give him that 3-minute hug,
Yeah, for sure,
will save us 10 hours of tension walking
sure.
through the house.
Oh man, or just unnecessary tension, right? Another thing I would say I like a flow that we're in is we decided this maybe like 7 years ago. Have we been doing it this long?
Which one?
Cooking hot breakfast.
But we've never not. Well, I mean, it's been more than 7 years. She was maybe 5.
Okay,
The last time she ate a bowl of cereal.
So it's about 9 years. But I mean, we've continued to add to it. So,
yeah.
Just the rhythm of like how we feed our kids.
Yeah.
And our kids are not obese, like their parents.
I'm not obese. What are you? I don't understand. Like he makes these statements.
Obese like me then.
Okay, speak for yourself.
Okay, all right. So
he made a, let me tell you. He made a comment. No. He made a comment, and you correct me because I know I'm not going to say it right. We're having a conversation, and he says something about,
no, listen.
When you're,
let me tell the story.
Well, you're this big now.
No, I ain't saying nothing about this.
What happened?
You were talking about something with your joints. You had a little pain. I said, well, babe, you also got to understand, like, this is the heaviest you've been. So I ain't this heavy now.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I ain't heavy.
I said, oh my God. I said, okay. I don't know how to respond to that. You know what I'm saying? Where
I'm not obese, okay? I'm slender.
Okay. But
go ahead with your story.
You're beautiful though.
I am. I'm that too. Two things can be true at the same time.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so our kids, I didn't want them to go down a road that I went down.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't want them to go down that road either.
Just starting off the day with sugar, eating.
That is a long and dark road. I didn't want them there either. But let me say, because I do have some resentment in my heart, because I enjoyed cereal as a child, and I still do as a grown-up, okay?
Oh, good.
Let me get in a carb fit, and I'll go find me some corn pops real quick, okay? Or no. So, the Reese's peanut butter.
Oh my God.
The Reese's peanut butter cereal. I'm just saying.
Oh, that was your
Captain Crunch. Peanut butter Captain Crunch.
That was your thing. All right. But yeah, so it was just not wanting them to just have sugar. Something I enjoyed was, I live with my grandmother and my father. One thing, my grandmother always cooked a hot breakfast.
Yeah.
Eggs and toast was her thing. Sometimes eggs and rice and all of those things. So I just really wanted them to have a hot breakfast. So we make sure that there's protein and
we became much
fruit.
more structured in like about the last 7 years with like
Yeah.
protein, carb, vegetable, or
Yeah,
fruit.
yeah, vegetable,
Every meal
fruit,
consists of that.
absolutely. And then make sure they have water, but then we added music. Like we wanted to, we have our Christian hip hop, some Lecrae, some Andy Mineo,
Yeah.
some what's the other boy we
Red tips.
Red Tips is
Y'all
somebody
sleeping on red tips.
Yeah, for sure. I looked at my man on Instagram followers. I'm like, why don't the world follow him? Like,
Because they don't know.
I was like, oh man, Red Tips is fire.
Yep.
And then of course my absolute favorite, if we were talking about my Mount Rushmore, he would be the first face on it. I'm sorry, Lecrae was there, but KB. Okay. Okay, we just gotta. KB is a worshiper, and I love some KB. So, but just having it where, hey, 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 if you somehow see this and you and your wife want to sit down with us,
How did the Holy Spirit just lead you to say that? Because you were going somewhere, you completely.
But I just wanted to put it out there. I just wanted to put it out.
We do love KB.
Okay, because he got in the lyrics. He's like, Christ loves me. I'm good. Christ loves me. My kids are happy. My wife loves me. I'm good.
I'm sure he didn't say it that way.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. Okay, but anyway, so we listened to the music because we wanted there to be a certain temperature and energy in the mornings. That was important for us. So like instead of just saying, oh, our mornings are stressful, rushed, and all of those things, it's like, how can we create a morning that we're truly enjoying or happy about? Because now we're dancing. Mommy's around here crumping, and
I serve all of them most
she's talking about how she's
mornings.
Serving
you got
people.
Served.
You got served and all this stuff. She's doing all this stuff.
Gen Z, y'all need to go watch that.
Okay.
You Got Served. Good movie.
But anyway, so that's good. And then you start adding the podcast. And so there's little ebbs and flows that I really enjoy that we do as a family as well. So.
I think that that same idea goes into the nighttime too.
Right,
like
right.
With the prayers and the affirmations and the songs and the all of that. So yeah.
And then
go ahead.
Another thing that we just added was this last month was the first month or
February.
Okay, so last month was the first month where we started to focus on like every first week of the month we want to focus on family week where we're not doing any tech, we're not doing TV. What we're focusing on is how can we together just come together as a family. So I loved how this week it was all about, we did soccer as a family, we did basketball as a family, we did a Quirkle tournament as a family.
Quirkle is a really fun game.
Oh my God, Quirkle.
Y'all got to get Quirkle.
Quirkle is crazy. Oh my God, it's so much fun. Very strategic game for kids. And it's for the whole 7 days. We're doing this as a family. We're connecting, we're removing the phones, we're removing the distractions, and we're just locked in as a family. So, so those are our rhythms.
So I think we're real intentional about establishing rituals to build connection within the whole family.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and go to a commercial.
Okay, so first of all, I appreciate you all watching the episode. Thank you so much. But I don't just want you to watch it. I want you to also subscribe. I want you to make sure that you're subscribing to the podcast and that you're in tune with everything that we're doing. That's why my wife and I prepared a training just for you so you can get access to it. It's our marriage golden ticket. Well, we're going to show you how to start to reconnect. All right. And just restore your marriage the way you want to. So you can start reconciling. So you can start to have more intimacy, more healthy communication, all of the above, right? The marriage golden ticket. Only thing you got to do is go ahead and visit theworkbehindthevows.com or use the link below in the description. And we got you. You're going to get all things the work behind the vows. All things me and wifey, you're going to get it there. Let's get this work, y'all. Go back to the episode. Let go.
Welcome back to The Work Behind the Vows, and we are moving on, right? We're having a good conversation here, talking about the daily work that it takes. So I have a question to pose. I want to know, do you actually want a healthy marriage, or do you just want one without the work?
We want a healthy marriage. Move
Are
on.
you the audience?
Yes.
So let's talk about desire versus discipline. Desire isn't discipline, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think we desire,
But there's a discipline that needs to happen in order to get it.
like, I think we look at,
Like I desire to be, 220 pounds.
but that discipline.
There's a discipline that has to come with that.
Okay, so listen, I can take it into that weight room with you.
But I'm waiting on God.
Not you going into the last episode.
I'm believing. I'm believing. I'm standing on God now, God. I'm standing on your word, okay?
I desire to be more sculpted. Okay? Okay? I want to be more sculpted with my, because I'm strong. I'm very muscular. Okay? I desire to be more sculpted. But I lack the discipline of like really zoning into weightlifting. I do identify that because I don't like working out, y'all. I'll do cardio all day long. I don't like working out. I don't like lifting weights.
You don't like lifting?
No. And not because it's hard, because it's not fun. Like that's the difference. Which is why I have joined a gym. Like where they give me the workouts and they have me lift at a cardio pace, right?
Good job.
Yeah, because I'm fit, but I'm not structured.
You're not.
I'm not toned. But okay, let's take it out of the white realm and back to marriage, right? You just got what? I'm watching. I'm gonna watch this episode back to catch all these little faces, all the little things you're doing.
John, she said, "I'm not structured."
What is that? What are we laughing
at? I don't know. Just go ahead.
So, but seriously, I think a lot of people desire to have healthy marriages, whatever that visual is in their head. I think it stems from partially what we see on social media, partially from what we see in media and television. I think partially from maybe our negative experiences and just identifying that we don't want that.
Just wanting to be loved and to feel loved. And
they have that desire.
To feel wanted and valued and appreciated. You want that.
Everybody wants that. Yeah, but then that desire isn't discipline. Like all of that final outcome.
Is it discipline if I have it every day?
What do you mean?
The desire.
No, that's a consistent desire.
All right, I'm just making sure. Okay.
No, and that's the thing. Like the discipline is the work. So the discipline is going to the gym, but not just going to the gym. It's eating the right like health foods. It's not indulging yourself when you have that desire. It's drinking your water. It's taking your supplements. It's doing all of the things to get you that desired outcome. That's the discipline. Yeah. So it's praying with your spouse. It's establishing the rituals and rhythms. It's setting your communication boundaries and non-negotiables. It's creating this atmosphere of health to get that desired outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what discipline is.
Yeah.
And just like you say, but I think you made the comment of, but I'm waiting on God. Well, that's hope, right? So now I'm hoping that this thing will work out the way that I envision it in my head.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, I will one day be able to better communicate and regulate my emotions with my spouse. But that's not healing.
That's not healing. Nor is that the work.
Nor is that the work, because the work is healing.
The work is the intentional behaviors that you do to get the outcome.
Absolutely.
That's what we're focused. That's the discipline. I saw this post that was like the greatest form of discipline is self-love.
That's good.
And I was like, or self-love. Yeah. The greatest form of discipline is self-love. That's good. And I was like, oh, that's so good. Mm-hmm. And I would say, how do you exhibit self-love? And that's one, understanding whose you are, understanding your identity is how you're going to get to that point of self-love.
And being constant and consistent in your pursuit of meeting that need and that purpose, that
For sure.
expectation that God has set for you.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
In your relationship, I think we rely those who are not as connected to God, we rely too heavily on our chemistry
Yeah.
and our vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
No, that's good. Yeah.
Right? But consistency
Yeah.
will beat chemistry and vibes every time.
Every single time. Every single time. We rely on the feeling
Right.
instead of like if I consistently pour into you, or if I consistently forgive, or if I consistently have the conversations, if I consistently reconcile, if I consistently do those things, then the vibe and connection comes from that,
Right.
from the actual work.
The change
Yeah, for
and
sure.
the evolution comes naturally from the actual work.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
That's the thing. When we are coming into our situations and we're not consistent with the work, we go back to old patterns, old habits of blaming our spouse or making excuses or being emotionally lazy
Right.
and not regulating our emotions. Those
Right.
are things that they're gonna kill your connection. They're gonna kill
For sure.
your relationship. But go back to the consistent behavior that
Yeah.
God tells you you're supposed to do. That will beat the chemistry. Y'all don't connect because of all of that other messiness that comes
For sure.
in. But God has a plan.
Yeah, for sure.
God has the work.
Yeah.
He has the whole thing, the blueprint laid
Yeah.
out for you.
And your identity. So then you all are not questioning your value.
Absolutely.
There's sometimes we get caught up into this idea of I'm needing you to place value on me in order for me to realize that I have value.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if we look at the word, God says, hey, you're the head and not the tail.
Yep.
You're above
And not beneath.
and not beneath. It's like, wait a minute.
Yep.
You are more than a conquering. So if a conqueror, so if conquering is here, you are more than that.
Yep.
It's like you have the power that any man that has faith of a mustard seed has the power to tell this mountain,
move from here to there.
Move from here to there. It's like you are a royal priest. All of these things that are in the, when we talk about our identity, and not only that, but Ephesians starts to really unravel what all the benefits of giving our life to Christ. And now we get to the power of the Holy Spirit. We get to use Jesus and Jesus' name to open doors and all of it's like there's so many places where God is saying, like, do you know how powerful I made you?
Do you know who you are?
Do you really know who you are? And even that thing that you said is a struggle that you overcame, Bible says, I think it's Revelation, where they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the power of their testimony.
Yep.
So it's like that testimony. I already gave the blood. I already gave the lamb.
Yep.
I already gave the lamb. Now, when we talk about your testimony, now I got to give you a testimony.
Absolutely.
So this thing that I need you to persevere through this is what's going to help you overcome.
Absolutely.
Like, so I get caught up into, there's so many places where in the Bible we just start to learn how we're supposed to move, who we are, what to like, what we said in that one episode where it's like, God didn't give us a spirit of fear.
Yep.
This is clear. It's like fear is not a part of your identity. So you don't need to take that on.
Yeah.
Again, in James always talk about the tongue, how the power of the tongue. And how can light and dark share the same space and all of these things? It's like, oh, so if I can control my tongue, then I can control everything else about me. There's so many identity things that we can identify of behavior, identity, all of those things that is going to make us a greater people. This is what I mean by self-care.
God lays out the work.
God lays out the work.
God lays out the work.
That's it.
Practically, what it looks like.
That's good. That's it.
And now, this is the thing, because you went to James and I immediately was like, oh, I have that on my note card. James, in James 2, 14 through 26.
Oh, yeah,
God, in his laying out the work, he tells you that faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
God can't bless what you won't do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you are to be putting the work into your marriage, into your family, in order to receive
Yeah.
the blessing of God.
I'm not gonna apologize. But I'm gonna wait on you, God. Bless this marriage, God. I ain't apologizing.
But you ain't doing the
I
work.
wish I would take accountability for something. But God, come on now, bless my marriage, God. I'm showing up late every day to work, but God, bless me to get this promotion, God.
Let me get the increase.
Come on, God, where's my increase? Are you playing the what's the prayer of Jabez? The bless me indeed, enlarge my territory.
Yeah.
Like you ain't stewarded what I gave you already.
Because God cannot bless what you refuse to do.
For sure. Absolutely.
If you don't do the work, he can't bless it.
For sure. Absolutely.
We're going to go to commercial on that.
Okay. Yo, what's going on, world? So first of all, I hope you all are enjoying the episode, but let me get a quick little break. I want to tell y'all, as you all know, healing is a lifestyle. So we want to tell you real quick about Shackley. One of the things that we used to try to do is, y'all remember these? You remember these where you would try to fill up these and you have different bottles and you pick your Monday, your Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, we're done with that. With Shackley, all right, and my vitamins, look at this. Prepackaged. And here's the dope part about Shackley. They're whole food vitamins, meaning they will actually spoil. Whereas you buy stuff off the shelf and it's filled with all type of metals and dyes and all of those things. Well, this is actually whole food, natural, and this is just for me. This is the vitalizer just for me. And guess what? We have this for each one of our kids as well. Our kids, prepackaged every day. Okay, even has their name on it. So boom, we rip it off, another one comes out. Every single kid has one. Our entire family rocks with Shackley. It's rare that you're gonna even see me get sick, not just for my vitamins, but because I'm living a healthy lifestyle, and we want to help you all do the same thing. We put a link below just for you. Go ahead, check out our Shackley store. Also, we have things like for y'all that are trying to get your protein in. Shackley got you. Okay? We do a 5-day protein reset. Our family is all about Shackley, and your family should be too. I mean, if you want to keep them healthy. Let's get back to the episode.
And we are back.
We're back.
Work behind the vows.
Let's do work.
And Mr. Word says he has a juicy who's at fault today.
Well, I didn't say it was juicy.
He said it was good.
I didn't say
I
nothing
added a
about
little extra spice on top of it.
God,
He said it was good though.
Oh my!
We gonna chew on it. Just go ahead and go ahead and say it.
Nobody say nothing about no juicy
fruit.
God, just oh, man.
You know very well who you are.
All right, don't mess up we're trying to get monetized on YouTube. You singing all these songs.
Oh, because I actually sing the actual
you
melody.
You sing the right words and melody.
Don't know the words
okay,
nor the melody.
Don't be messing us up now. You are messing us up. You're going to get us, whatever you call it. All right. Okay. All names have been changed to protect all parties involved.
Can we go back to the
Chris and Alicia?
Okay, that's a little better.
Chris
that could be anybody.
And Alicia agree that they need to work on their marriage and committed to having a weekly date night.
Okay.
Shout out to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Chris planned the first one. He made reservations, arranged a babysitter, and even got Alicia's favorite dessert. Okay, shout out to you. Shout out to you, bro.
How long y'all been together? Why you didn't know her dessert?
He said he got her favorite dessert.
Right, he got it. He just got it to. Oh, meaning he purchased it?
Yeah.
I thought he asked her.
No, he
okay,
purchased it. Yeah.
Okay.
The night came, and Alicia said she was exhausted from work and asked if they could reschedule.
I mean, that's legit.
Chris tried to be understanding, but this was the third time plans had been canceled.
Okay.
He felt like she wasn't prioritizing their relationship. Alicia felt like he was being insensitive to how overwhelmed she's been lately. Mm-hmm. Chris says efforts matter. Alicia says he should show more grace. Now both feel misunderstood. Who's at fault? Okay, now I think we've gotten our first one. I think we've gotten our first one, y'all. All right, fellas, we've gotten our first one.
Your first what?
Oh, Alicia's taking ownership
No,
of this.
she's not.
Alicia's definitely she's definitely at fault here.
No, she's not.
Okay, explain.
I mean, go. You explain, Mister
This is the
Assured.
third time she's rescheduled. And again, just like we tell the people in our marriage workroom, where it's like, no, you have to make time for your marriage. Just like we tell people, you have to do the work. That is not doing the work. Okay, one time, cool, I'm understanding. But this is the third time where he's putting in effort, grabbing babysitters, setting up plans, all of those things, even going to extra effort to figure out the dessert, all of these things, and then you're canceling. And this is the third time you've canceled. No, that's not putting in effort. So that's making him feel like, yo, my efforts are not being even valued. You're not making this a priority on your part, and I'm doing this work and I'm coming up short that can't continue to happen. That doesn't work.
So in what you're saying, are you then saying that Alicia is 100% at fault? Is that what you were trying to say?
I'm saying I haven't decided my percentage
Okay.
yet, but
Okay.
I'm definitely saying she's gonna be majority for sure.
Okay, I can give you that she is the majority.
We ain't giving me nothing.
I can give that to you and come to an agreement on that. However, there is a major factor that is communicated but not clearly communicated. And it's this idea of Alicia's communicating she's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Alicia's communicating that I'm at capacity and I am falling apart and I need some help.
Right.
Okay? In that, I get that we want to connect for date wise. And so canceling 3 times to me is like 911, help me.
For sure.
How are you helping me in this, right? Mm-hmm. If you think you're helping me by just scheduling another date for us, that's a problem. Yeah. I need help because I'm overwhelmed, because I have this mental load of these kids and this work and all of these, and you.
Yeah. All
of these things, and I'm not getting reprieve anywhere.
Yeah, but that's because clearly you all are disconnected.
Agreed.
Cool. So the best thing to do in this situation is to get connected. I know you see yourself in this.
Absolutely.
Because, and this is something that I will tell you as well. The worst thing to do is, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Let me disconnect from my teammate.
Yep.
That has the power to help me process through this thing. This is one of those situations where it's like, I got it, I'm independent. It's like, no.
That's not what she said.
But that's what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
So, but if you're not bringing him and making him a part of that, and actually even the date could simply be a reprieve in itself. Hey, let's go here, and I'm gonna plan a romantic night. I'm gonna plan a night out where we can talk and we discuss what's happening. Or we've done this before.
I was just
or we go on walks and you know what? It's not about let's go to a movie, but it's about let's just get out the house and then let's ask each other these questions. Where you feel like you're needing most help and all of these things, where we're creating an environment where you can express those things.
So what Chris has to do is create a date and an environment that helps her feel like it's not another job and feel like it's not another task, because I definitely see myself in her, and in that, like, in those times when I am completely overwhelmed like that and I don't even want to do date nights, what have we done? Because and then
we've altered and let's get into it. Like, we'll stay in and we'll do a date night here.
And let's get into it. Why am I even to the point to where I'm like, I don't want to do date nights? Because as what you said, like, well, that could be a reprieve. However, I gotta dress up. I gotta put on clothes. I gotta put my makeup. That's more work. I don't feel like it. I am already tired, right? We've had intense conversations surrounding that. And when I come and I'm at that height, like, I am completely falling apart, overwhelmed. I need help. I can't do this. In those moments, that is when we are able to, you know what? Our date night is we gonna stay in.
Right.
We're gonna watch our show. We're gonna eat our food. Or our date night is we're gonna go out, but we don't have to put all the dressing up effort.
For
We're
sure.
gonna go grab some food and just talk. Like the date night isn't the issue, but it's like if you're not making that thing appealing and less of a task, if it's just another thing on top of my
Yeah,
tower of
I think,
overwhelm,
but I think
that doesn't work for me.
That's in how she's viewing it as well. It's like if they made the commitment, one, you made the commitment to do every, date nights on a weekly basis. So one, we know that whenever you start a new commitment, you have to be consistent in order for this to become a habit. So you're falling back into old patterns of we didn't used to do this. So now you're making the commitment to me every single week. And I get to the end of the week and then you're telling me this is what I'm feeling. This is what's happening. Instead of like, okay, what are we doing on the date? Or do you mind if, okay, we could do the date, but you mind if we do this or something like that? She has to communicate
Absolutely.
other than when it's time to do the thing.
Absolutely.
Because there's a whole letdown in that is not,
Absolutely.
that's just not cool. But also we can be a soft landing space for one another. And that's the whole reason they started. I'm sure they started wanting to commit to the date nights is because you do need reprieve.
Yep.
And she has to go to one first to see, hey, was this even helpful? Instead of just like, I'm just gonna keep canceling. Go to one and then be like, man, that was good. However, man, what I need during these times, or when I'm telling you that, now you can establish new policy and procedure.
Communication is the key.
It's key.
Communication is the key.
You
I think that
it's gotta be sacred.
What's her name again? Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia.
I think that Alicia is 70% at fault, and I think Chris is 30% at fault. I think Chris has to be more in tune to his spouse and her emotional needs and being willing to make adjustments for that. I think Alicia has to do better with communicating what is going on. And it kind of even sounds like she may not even feel like it's a safe space to communicate what is going on because he may feel you're letting me down, you're going back, all of those things. So she just doesn't tell it until it's too late. And then it's like, well, I just don't feel like going.
I can see that. Yeah.
So I'm saying 70-30. Communication needs to happen and emotional checking in and regulation needs to happen on his part.
I'm going 85-15 because of that thing on his part where check in, do some altering, all of those things. But my girl didn't agree 3 times. You didn't cancel 3 times. It's like this not gonna work. This not gonna work for me because in your emotional distress and exhaustion, this is what the only thing I don't like is when I compare it to certain things like jobs. I remember when I was in school, in college, on Friday, I would get, go to the club and drink and all that stuff, not get in the house till 3:00 in the morning. Well, I had to be at work at the call center at 8:00 in the morning. Okay. I still got my butt up to go to that call center. Hungover, still sleepy, voice hoarse, all of that stuff. I still got my butt up. Saturday, I may do the same thing. Okay. Or maybe I don't go out, but I'm tired from Friday still and I had to go to work. Sunday, I'm missing church. Okay.
So it's like Sunday you're missing church?
I'm missing church. I'm not going to church on Sunday because I'm like, I'm tired. But I got up for that job.
Absolutely.
And I'm just saying in this situation, through your tiredness or whatever, you are still willing to go to work and you will do something. You will muster up some energy for this thing. But it's like, yo, this right here, this is the true work right here. Can you muster up that same energy to go on this date? And I'm also willing to hear whatever you have for your exhaustion and your week and all of these things. Because I get excited about our dates. Like I want to get dressed up. I want to do all them, get my lined up, all that, pulling out the Christian Dior, all that. You know what I'm saying?
I think you assume that she's giving that energy and going to work. And that is a safe assumption. However, I think about myself, and in this season, I'm calling off that job just like I'm calling off that date. So, because I'm overwhelmed.
I get you.
Like I even like that's what it is. Like what they say, mental health days. I'm calling it a mental health day today.
Well, that would be 3 weeks in a row.
Absolutely. Because
So you're
I ain't
not
got no
going
help.
to work for 21 days?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
21 Fridays. Or, 3 Fridays.
That's crazy. So if you...
I'm saying 3 Fridays in a row, I ain't been to work.
So out of 15 days, that means out of 15 days, you still went to work 12 of those days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she could have gave him one.
I mean,
So,
that's what you said. I'm just saying.
I'm
calling all of y'all off.
Okay,
So,
Alicia, she just cost you an extra 5. So now I'm going, my man is 90. She's 90 and he's 10. Okay?
Yeah, and I'm going to go 60-40. Chris, you just went up an extra 10. Because you really need to tune in, bruh.
So
okay.
let us know below what your percentage is, who's more at fault, and present your argument as well. Yeah.
Final thoughts on today's episode. I'm asking you.
Oh, you okay?
Just the daily work. No, final thoughts on the daily work.
Yeah,
rhythms, rituals, reconnection.
Figure out what you all want your rhythm to be. Get into it. Let go.
I mean, yeah. Final thought is just be intentional.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to do the work.
Let's go.
You got to do the work. So go ahead and tag us and let us know what rhythm or ritual you're adding to your marriage this week. And we will see you next time on The Work Behind the Vows.
Okay, cool.